So very regularly people come to me and they say, hey, Daniel, we're struggling with ads or we've tried everything and we want to get to there, but it's not working. So can you help us launch this Facebook campaign? Can you help us do X, Y, or Z? And usually what happens is I have a conversation with them and I come to realize that they don't know the fundamentals. And the fundamentals are, who is your customer? What is the problem you're solving? How do you articulate your message in a way that makes sense to them? And finally, what is the problem that you actually solve? Because I think a lot of people don't really understand that. It's only kind of once you do something successfully, do you appreciate the value of those like fundamentals? And generally what happens is they're missing something. They're missing one of those the answer to one of those questions, or they think they have it, but it's more sort of an internal feeling rather than actually validated answer. So depending on if they appreciate that, depends on sort of if I'll be able to work with them. My rates are usually somewhere between 500 to 1,000 pounds a day, but it very much varies depending on the type of company. For a lot of companies, I take commission, and I do a fairly wide variety of things. So also like fundraising, I'll take a percentage of the Series A, Series B round for the right companies for their connection.
Wow, that's nice.
It is, but it's also, I'm very fortunate. So for fundraising, for example, it's all about narrative. It's about the story of your business. And I think it's very difficult to truly appreciate that until you've done it. And then when you've done it, you realize, wow, this feels so easy. Why isn't everyone doing it? Well, there's lots of reasons, but because I can do it and I know people and they trust me to be able to identify businesses that are actually going to make money, then I'm able to refer to them businesses that need investment, that have a clear path to growth. And as a result, they trust me and are willing to take that. So it's very varied. And I wish I could give you a more specific answer, but usually I sort of operate on that kind of basis, plus, base plus some sort of commission based on revenue generation, customer acquisition, fundraising, which I also think gives my clients a bit of trust in terms of, I have faith that you're going to be able to help me achieve the goal that I want. And you've got skin in the game as well.
Exactly. And I used the word earlier, partnership, and that's really what it comes down to. Initially, there's this process of feeling each other out, kind of like an interview, if you will, on both sides. And if it works out, then that's how you identify some of those pain points. And then the solution has to meet that pain point. Sometimes that solution is quite demanding and, takes a lot of hours and resources. And of course, so you're going to charge accordingly. Sometimes it's a really minor fix and maybe you'll just add a value for free. Like it doesn't really matter. It's just going to build a relationship. And then maybe that turns into a word of mouth reference referral in the future. So I think that's wise, to kind of identify it based on the potential customer. And that's really cool if you've done some fundraising as well. We had some ideas of doing like Kickstarters and, I've helped companies in the past do their types of funding to build software and platforms. But coming in with that level of experience says a lot, because really it's about those relationships that you've built over the years that somebody else who just decides to raise capital can't just go generate those relationships. They have to rely on you to be that intermediary and help them scale to that level.